Alright, welcome to part 1 of the, I guess, glitches explained. I'm just gonna put all the glitches kind of in order that are used in the glitched speedrun so that people who want to learn it can follow along. So this is just as soon as you get the running shoes, you play completely normally up till this point of the run, and from here on, the run is pretty broken. So the first thing to explain is menu storage. This is a trick where when you go to this menu of the Pokemon screen, if you hit A twice very quickly, you'll be able to pull up 2 menus. This is done by hitting 2 different A buttons, or A functioning buttons. ZL, ZR, and A will all work on the Switch controller. It's about finding 2 buttons that hit A and hitting them at roughly the same time. So you heard right there, I opened up 2 menus instead of 1. You can tell by the sound. When I back out, you'll see I have this weird menu here. You can close out of it and then back out one more time. And I can move around the overworld with a menu. You can do this multiple times to have like multiple layers of menus. We'll call it single storage, double storage, triple storage. And with the understanding of that, that is how this game is broken. The first thing that we're going to do in the actual run is going to be a side effect of menu storage. This is called door storage. So to do this, you just set up a menu storage. And again, you don't have movement during this menu. So you have to back out of this one to the previous menu. This one you have movement during. And what you're going to need to do is you just simply walk into a door and then hit the B button. And what that does is it stores the properties of entering a door with the menu. And now I can move around. And you can't get encounters during this state. But the problem is you also can't menu during this state. So in this position, I've effectively crashed the game. So what you need to do when you're doing a door storage is you need to do door storages with effectively a way to get out of them. So the first option is the only one we really have access to at this point, which is getting a menu storage up while you're in the property of a door storage. So as I mentioned, there's multiple styles of menu storage. There's single, double, triple, and so on. We're going to set up a double menu storage once I load into the game here, and we're going to use that to store the property of the door, but also give us access to a menu while we have the properties of the door. So we go into the Pokemon menu, you hit the A button twice to set up 2 menu storages, so that's a double. And like I said, I have no movement right now, so I need to gain access to movement by backing out of that menu to the next one. And now on this menu, the second one, we're going to hit the door and then hit B to cancel the door. So hit the door, hit B. And now I have access to movement with the door storage, but I need to have that menu open to save, which is why we set up the double storage. So now I have access to the menu while I'm running around. And this gives us a way to end the properties of the door storage, because I can head over here, get into town, and save. And that will allow us to skip getting encounters on the first route, as well as the Pokédex cutscene, which takes about 30 seconds. So if you're following this as a video guide to learn the glitched speedrun, you will need to enter and leave the center. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that while I explain. So this next trick coming up is the same exact theory that we've been using, but instead of doing door storage, we're going to do trainer pushback storage. So when you talk to the rival here, she's going to walk over to you and then push you back because we are not yet prepared to go on our journey. So that little pushback that she gives us right there, we're going to use that to get out of bounds. And the way that we do that is, once again, we're going to set up a double menu storage, because at the end of all this, we're going to need to save. It's going to be very typical to set up a double menu storage because you need to save. So I don't have access to movement. I back out of this menu, go to the next one. So on this one, I have access to movement. And what I need to do is I need to hold left to start the cutscene of the rival talking to me. And I hit the B button as soon as I hear the exclamation point. So, exclamation, hit B. And you start holding right. Now I'm bonking into the wall. I can stop holding right, because I need the cutscene to play. And once you see Dawn's text pop up, you just hit the A button through it. There'll be more text if this is your first time talking to Dawn. But once you master through all of her text, you're going to hit the B button out of these 3 windows and get onto this window here. And you will have access to walk out of bounds. So now that we are out of bounds, it's time to head over to Route 212. And the reason for that is we need quick balls for the speedrun. The out of bound movement is going to be pitch black, but it's pretty okay to know where you're going. I'll kind of walk you through it here. So from where you get kicked out, so the rival just pushes you out right here, you want to just hold right. And you're going to hold right for a pretty long time until you bonk into an invisible wall. And basically this invisible wall is a square. It's a big square. And we want to get into the bottom middle of the square. And we're going to bonk into the left side of it. So we're going to need to, after we bonk on the left, we need to go down and then right to get to the bottom of the square, and then you kind of go up into it. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. But pretty soon, we should bonk into it any second now. Again, I'm just holding straight to the right, so there's the bonk. Now we need to go down a little bit. It's probably about 40 steps or so. So let's just go down a bit and keep trying to get right. So I'm bonking, still bonking. Perfect. And then once you can start moving right, you want to just hold up and right. And you kind of want to hold it in an angle so you're, running, but still going up and right. And eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to pop out on Route 212. You'll see the rain. The raindrops will start happening once you're on the route. And once that happens, don't panic. You want to stop moving for a split second because you're going to want to start holding right once you pop on. So as soon as you get on the route, you want to start holding straight to the right. If you get an encounter, don't panic. Just save the game. You're gonna get stuck by the mud twice. Just keep holding right. So there's both of the muds. Keep going to the right. You'll bonk. So after you bonk, you want to go about 5 steps up. Slightly more if you don't want to be too risky. And then hold right again. Again, if you get the encounter, just save. It's no big deal. If you're still walking in the grass while you're holding right, try going down a step and then right, and you should be all good. I went up slightly too high there. And once you bonk on that wall, you can just save the game anywhere over here. This is all, as you can see, Pastoria City. That's your objective, is to get there. It might look weird because I'm on the loading line here, but your goal is to get to the mart, basically. So I'll just go ahead and save here and reset. Pretty much once you're past the grass, you're good to save anywhere. You just want to make sure you get past the grass so that you don't get any encounters. But if you do get an encounter, you're just going to save and reset immediately, and you're just going to have to deal with encounters while you try and get to Pastoria. But if I've done everything right, I should be standing kind of close to the mart, a little bit to the left of it. And if you're following this as a speedrun guide, you'll just buy your quick balls here. And I can just run on in and grab my quick balls. Alright, part 4. So you need to pick up this calcium, it's hidden here, and dodge the spinner. And once you've done that, you're going to set up a single menu storage for this one. You don't need a double for this. And what you do is you want to line yourself up with effectively right here, and you're going to set up your menu storage. And you're going to hold straight right after you back out of this menu, and you're going to hit B 3 times through 3 menus. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to prepare to time a B press right on the exclamation point, just like the rival. As soon as you hear the exclamation point, you just hit the B button. And what this does is it stores him talking to the Sunny Shore skip thing. And he'll tell you, like, hey, you can't come through here. And because we're storing that right now, none of the trainers are going to fight us. We won't get wild encounters. Once you stand still for a certain amount of time, that's a couple seconds, his cutscene will go through, and then you'll have access to move around again. But what you want to actually do is kind of wedge yourself up here in the corner of this door, and the reason for that is you want to get pushed into the side of the door so you can walk through it. Roughly, yeah, like right here should work. And he'll push me here into the side, and then I can just hold up. There we go. Just go right through the little exit there, and you'll be in without going through the gatehouse. After this, you just do your shopping, which you'll be able to read the notes to see what you need to buy. And after that, I'll meet you at the next skip. So this next one's a little bit more complicated than the other stuff we've done so far. You're gonna do a double menu storage here. So 1, 2, and to get movement, again, you're gonna back out of the first menu. back to this one, and then again, you're gonna time back out of this menu with the exclamation point sound, just like you've been doing. I should also mention that I'm standing right between the two galactic grunts toward the top left of Balestone. So when I hold to the right, I'm between them, which activates their cutscene. Hit B, and then you want to move to the left while you're backing out of everything, and you want to stand in the guardhouse, so like in this part of the guardhouse roughly here, and then you want to pull up your bag. So see how the cursor's currently over options and bag? You want to kind of have your cursor on options and then get it to bag when you get to the wall. So I'm going to get to the wall, and then Pokemon works too. So then this cutscene will play. You just hit A, and then make sure you don't do anything stupid. And walk through the gatehouse. Go ahead and pop up R to save. And what you want to do here is avoid the grass, actually, while you walk through the route. You'll notice there's no trainers, so just stay on the path. Again, make sure you do not go in the grass. You can actually get encounters during this one. Okay, good. You jump the ledge here, I think. And then go down. And jump this ledge. And finally jump this ledge. And once you hit the end of the route, you'll notice it's darked out. You need to go left till you bonk. And then you want to go up a little bit. And as soon as you hit the grass, it'll be pretty soon. You want to not go any farther. Okay. As soon as you hit the grass, go down. And just save the game as soon as you get to the grass. You don't want to go too deep into the grass, basically. And what this did is you basically just walked through the Psyducks and all the trainers that are blocking you from Route 210, because our goal right now is to head up to Celestic Town, because we need to get Surf, and Surf is located in Celestic Town. And we actually need to talk to the Psyducks here in a second to do the next glitch that we're going to do in the run. So that's why we need to not be too deep in the grass, because if you get too deep in the grass, you'll get encounters coming out. Like that. So, once you've gotten out of the grass, you're going to stand roughly where I'm standing, just above the trees, above the Psyducks. Don't get too close to the Psyducks, by the way. They will push you back. So it can be a little bit annoying getting here. But you're going to use our first Super Repel here. And then you're going to set up just a single menu storage here. So, a single menu storage. And all you do is you back all the way out till you're on this screen. And as soon as you hit the Psyduck cutscene, you're going to hit B and start holding up. So right there, I hit B and started holding up. The Psyducks started to push me back, but they weren't able to push me back there because I canceled their cutscene before they could push me. And now you need to make your way in the darkness through the defog route. It's not too difficult once you get used to what you're doing. It is a little bit important that you don't run out of steps by the time you make it through the route. It might be better if you're just learning to use max repels here instead of super repels, but you have a little bit of leeway, so you can see how much extra space I have there. And because I get this repel menu pop up, that actually gives me back all my options. And you can just decline the repel, and once you're through that, you just head over here and save the game. Now, the reason I'm saving is because I need to capture a Pokemon here. If you're following this to, do glitchless runs, you're gonna have to catch something in this grass. It's very annoying, but once you're here, that is what you need to do. So, good luck on your catch, and I will meet you when we both have a good Pokemon. Alright, on to the next part of the glitch explained. So, once you've got the Surf HM by fighting the Galactic Grunt up there, you're going to make your way over to this house, and we're going to set up double storage and do another door storage like we did for the first route of the game. So I got my double storage, gain access to movement here, and then hit the door, hit B. Hit the door, hit B. And then just make your way on over back to the defog route. And this time we are going to run basically back to the Psyduck area. And once you've made your way through the defog route, you're going to save the game. Basically the same spot you did earlier, right about here. You want to not save in the grass this time. And after you save the game, go ahead and close and reopen. And now we're going to do another Psyduck storage because we want to get into Hearthome. That's our next destination. You need to use a repel before you do the Psyduck skip. The timing's a little bit awkward on this one. You want to hit the B button right after the Psyducks start to push you, but not too early and not too late. So it's a little bit weird to get the timing down. This is definitely something you want to practice. So go ahead and use a Super Repel. Go into your Pokemon menu and give it a nice little menu storage. This is just a single storage, so just back all the way out. And then walk into the Psyducks, and a split second after they start pushing you, hit B and then hold down. So that should work, because I was still moving when I hit B. You'll know you got it for sure if you skip the double fight. You can see everything's frozen in place. You only have 200 steps to make it to the end of the route, but it's plenty of time if you make a couple like movement errors. And once again, the action of the Super Repel ending right there, say no, will cancel the glitch state and allow you to go right into Heart Home. And now that we're in Heart Home, go ahead and run up and head to Fantina's gym, because we're going to do the next segment of the run here. So now we are getting pretty deep into the run. So this is the Fantina fight. For this, you're going to set up a single storage, back all the way out to the first menu, and then hit bag. And you want to make sure that you are not over a menu that has anything in it. So you're going to hit left to the berry pouch. And if you don't know like where you are in the room, you can always like back out just to see where you are. You want to make sure you're in the bag in a direct line to Fantina with an empty pouch. And you're just going to hold up and hit A, start the fight. And this is a little bit complicated. So the reason why you need to be over an empty pouch is because you want to make sure when you're mashing the A button through these text boxes, you're not using items, because that can crash the game. But as long as you're on an empty pouch, you can mash the A button all you want. And the fight's going to start, so just kind of chill. And just completely AFK this little beginning bit. All these text boxes will mash themselves. You don't have to worry about anything. And once you hear that little sound, that like swiping sound, that means you have access to the menu. You're going to hit down, down. So I'm over items right now. You're going to hit A. And this is going to pull up a fake bag. You can see the fake bag only has 4 options. You hit the B button to get out of that. And then you're going to hit left so that you're over Pokédolls. You're going to hit A on the Pokédoll. The fake bag's going to pop up once more. You're going to hit the B button. You're going to use the doll, and then a split second after you use it, you'll see the menu pop up again. You want to just simply hit the A button to go back in the bag. So I use the doll, and I go back in the bag. And you don't want to mash, because see how I'm over Pokédoll now? You want to hit right so that you're over the empty bag, and then you're going to be able to mash the text. You're going to get her badge. If you had sounds off, this wouldn't take as long, but I'm playing with sounds on just for, you know, the video to sound a little bit better. We get some stickers, that's also going to lose time. And you can see why we play with sounds off. That was probably about a good 10-15 seconds for all that. But with that, I'm now able to move after beating Fantina. So you just hold down, hit her door. And from here, you just can back out of these menus and exit the gym. Again, you just want to wait until you get everything from Fantina and you hit her door before you close out the menus. Otherwise, you kind of risk crashing. Alright, this next bit's also going to be one of the more complicated segments of the run. But let's go ahead and get started. This first half isn't too bad. Once you get to about this part of the town and you're leaving, you want to go ahead and pop your last Super Repel. And the reason for that is you need that to run out at kind of a specific time, but you need to run out not too early. Go ahead and leave town to the left, watch this little cutscene. Luckily it doesn't take too long, and head out of town. So the reason why you pop the repel is so that you don't get any encounters in this grass, but you also need to have the repel not active anymore in a moment. So you can run in the grass there to dodge the trainer. I did not mean to go in the door, I want to stand in front of it. And we're going to set up a single storage here and do a door storage. And it's the same as usual. You're going to back out to the menu, and then hit the door, and hit B. And we're going to go ahead and head over here. This black belt can block you. If he is, it's pretty unfortunate, but hopefully it doesn't happen. And you're going to go ahead and surf here. And this is going to cause the door storage to activate and take us back to the door, but it takes us back while we're still on Babarrel. And because of this, we're able to do Babarrel Surf without having to fight a trainer, which is really helpful. It's probably good to explain this individually how this works, but this is how the barrel surf works. So there's many ways to activate the barrel surf. The easiest way is to do door storage and use water. So anywhere that has a door and water, you can use to activate it. So you set up a storage, hit a door, hit the B button, and then hop on the barrel. And that's all there is to it. So this will set up a barrel surf. It's going to put us back into Mom's house on the barrel, and we're going to exit. When you're on the barrel, you can surf on land, and you need to not ever hold sharp angles because it will force you to pop off the barrel. So when I'm moving around, you'll notice I'm going pretty slow. That's because I can't go fast, because if I go fast, I'll jump off. You also can't ever go over water. So if I go over top of water, it'll also force you to jump off. The other component of this is if you want to gain height with the barrel, you need to go onto like a ledge, or stairs are usually what you would use to gain a little bit of height, and then you can save the game, and that will cause your character to get a bit higher. Sometimes you can clip through things like ledges and trees and whatnot, so that's why I want to be on the barrel, is in order to gain height and then save height while we head to the Elite Four. What you need to do now is gain a little bit of height, so you're going to head over the stairs like you are maybe used to if you've done a couple categories of this, and you want to get just barely so you're not fully inside. That will work. And go ahead and gain some height. So whenever you save inside the stairs and reset, you'll gain, the height of wherever you were sticking out of the stairs. This might take you 2 tries to get enough height. Sometimes you can get it in 1. Okay, it is time for probably, back to back, the 2 hardest sections of the run for sure. So this setup sucks. This is pretty recently found, and what you need to do first is run out your rappel by going over here and then taking a couple steps till the rappel runs out. It shouldn't take too long. And then you need to activate, as usual, a menu storage. So I go ahead and set that up. So there's my menu storage. And now we're going to do some blind out of bounds barrel movement to get to a very specific part of the map. So what you want to do is you kind of head up and left, and your first resource is going to be this little mountain here. You see how there's that sharp edge of the mountain? You want that to be just barely on the right edge of the screen. Again, you have to hold very slight angles on the control stick. Ooh, a little bit too far. That's probably about good. So it's just barely off the edge of the screen, and then you're just going to hold up. So you have a long hold up here. So again, that little sharp corner of the mountain in the bottom right needs to be just at the edge of the screen. And we're going to hold up until we see Route 210 in the top left pop up. And then we're going to count 14 splashes with the barrel as soon as we see Route 211 pop up in the top left. So it'll take a bit, and as soon as you see 211 pop up, start counting splashes. You want to count 14 splashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 14. And on the 14th splash, you can go a little bit farther, and then go ahead and save the game, and reset. And hope that you are in a good spot for this. Alright, well now it's time to get to the Pokemon League, and this is by far the most complicated part of the run. So what you do is, first things first, we need to get our menu open. So I'm going to go down a little bit, and right a bit. We're going to use that Pokeball ledge as our guide. When you're on the lower part of the ledge, you should be able to open up your menu. Again, you need to move very slowly during all this. So set up your menu storage, because we're going to need that later. And after you set up your menu storage, you want to go up and right, because we want to make sure we're a little bit higher up than we currently are. So just work your way kind of up and right. You want to be up on these kind of ledges up here. And then you want to go straight right. And we're going to go straight right for a decent amount of time here. You're going to see a sharp cutoff of a ledge on the right. That's when you know you're good to go down. So we got a little bit before we're ready for that. It's not that sharp cutoff. Once you see that, you're getting pretty close. So there's going to be this ledge, and then you'll want to go a little bit farther down here in a second so that you can see this next ledge. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let's go a tiny bit farther down so you can see this little ledge on the bottom right. Once you see this ledge cut off, that's how you know you're in the right spot. So it should be any second now. And I can just go ahead and go down from here. So this is going to be the edge of Route 210. And the setup for this is kind of garbage. There's just no good setup yet. You want to kind of work your way right a good amount until, yeah, you're about like right here, roughly. A little bit more to the left, maybe, but we'll figure that out in a moment. And then you just go down a good amount. And if you see that ledge, it's like kind of hard to explain. If you see the rocks in the top left, and then how there's the little tiny square-shaped platform that's on the right of that rock formation, you want to move down until the little white line that's in the middle of that formation is just on the edge of the screen. So right about like that. You want that white line to basically be exactly cut off on the screen. And from there, you're going to hold right for a very long time. So hopefully I got a good enough angle. Again, it's very complicated. We're going to be holding right for a long time. And as soon as you see Route 224 load, you're going to want to stop moving. Again, I'm holding a very shallow angle on the control stick. And get ready to count splashes again, because that is what we're going to be doing. Yeah, this part here, pretty free, but when you get to the next section, you're going to need to count 3 steps to the right, 9 splashes down, and then 8 splashes left. So that's going to be your positioning lineup. So we're getting a little close, probably another 5 to 10 seconds at least before we see 224 pop up. And you want to just not move once you see it. Okay, 224 is loaded. So now I need to go 3 steps to the right, which is about a splash and a half. This is just kind of by feeling. So that's far enough, I think. And then now I need to go down for 9 splashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I need to go left for 8 splashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or it's 8 after you load the Pokemon League, so 2 more. Okay, so that should be the positioning to save in. So I can go ahead and save the game. And close out. And load back in. So if you do everything right, you should hit the League. It's 8 splashes from when the Pokemon League icon shows up, so it's usually about 10 total splashes to the left. I probably should have made that a little bit more clear. It's 8 from when it says Pokemon League in the top left, not from when you start holding left. But if you do everything right, when you load back in, you should be below the waterfall, and you can just hit up and go into the door. Nice. So as you can see, I'm below the waterfall. I can just hit up, hold up, and then right into the Pokemon League, perfectly aligned. If you're slightly left on the waterfall or slightly right, you won't be able to hold straight up, but you want to just find your way into the door, so you can go left or right and just find your way up there. You won't be able to see, but it's not too complicated. Alright, it's time to beat the Elite Four with cheese. So what you're going to need for this section, you should still have your Repel, and you'll need 7 Pokédolls. I like to just have my cursor over the berry pocket. Once you're ready to go, you need to set up your final menu storage of the run. And we're going to be carrying this menu storage all the way through the Elite Four. So you back out. And from here, we are ready to go. So you want to tap very lightly left to bag and open it up. And go ahead and enter the cutscene with Barry. Or Clint if you're playing on Pearl. And once this fight starts, you're going to do the same thing that you did for Fantina, but this time you do it 5 times in a row. Without making any mistakes. So again, you want your thing to be over Berry Pocket. Staravia has Intimidate, so you have to wait for that. And then once this loads, you're going to hit down, down, A, back out of the fake menu, left to dolls, back out of the fake menu, use the doll, open the bag. And then before you start spam mashing through the text, hit right. so that you are on a blank bag. And you can just hold up and mash A here because you're going to want to talk to the badge checker who sucks at their job. If we're being honest, terrible at their job. And that is going to give you access to the Pokemon League now. And something you need to do while you're doing this is at some point you need to back out of this menu. I like to do it when I'm on the lift. So I just back out of the menu and go back into the bag. You have to do that. If you don't ever back out of the bag menu, you won't be able to use the Pokédolls in the battle, which is going to soft lock you. So make sure at some point you just back out, go back in. It's really simple. From here, just hold straight up, mash the A button so that you can fight Aaron, who's the first E4 member. And remember, you want to only be mashing like the A button when you're going through the text because you don't want to close this bag at any point when you don't want to close it. Because that is another way to crash the game. Just wait till they throw out their Pokemon and you throw out yours. And once again, down, down, A, back out of the fake menu, go left to dolls, back out of the fake menu, use the doll, open the bag, and hit right, and mash the A button. And when you're in this little bit here, again, you're kind of not able to see, but if you want, what you can do is you can press B on the bag, and then you can see where you're going. And then once you're on the lift, just hop back in the bag. You don't want to do that too quickly, though. You want to wait till the cutscene fully plays before you hop out of your bag, otherwise you might have some issues, but once you're through all the text, then you can back out of the bag. And time for Bertha. Now, you are going to do something a little bit different after Bertha. Not too too absurd, but once again, down, down A to the items, hit that, close the fake bag, hit A on the Pokédoll, close the fake bag, use the doll, hit bag. Same thing you've been doing this whole time. And once again, you need to go right so you don't crash, and then hit the A button through the text. And once you hear the door open, hit the B button, but this time you're going to use your repel. And the reason you're going to use the repel is you need to wear out at a specific time. If you're not comfortable with your movement or something, you can wait a little bit longer on using the repel, but you don't want to wait too long, obviously, because then you're losing time. And then just back out of the menu, go on through the door, hit the lift, hop back in the bag, and hold up and press the A button. Time for Flint. And stop mashing once the fight starts, because you don't want to accidentally pick a move. And once Graveler gets sent out, once again, down, down A to items, back out of the fake menu, use the Pokédoll, back out, actually use the Pokédoll, hit the bag so you don't crash, hit right, and then mash through his text. And if you want to, back out so you can see. Once you hit the lift, make sure you go back into the bag. Hold up and mash the A button once you get close to starting the cutscene here. And our last E4 member. So this is going to be the same as you've been doing, but this is the last time we have to use a Pokédoll on the run because we have a faster way of skipping Cynthia. By a little bit at least. And that is why you use the repel, because we will need the repel to wear out. So once Lucian starts, it's the same thing you've been doing. Down, down, A. Fake bag, you back out of it. A on the doll, back out, use the doll, hit the bag so you don't crash. And make sure you hit right, and then spam A. And go through the door. And this time, instead of going back into the bag, just hit R to save. And as soon as the Cynthia cutscene starts, you're just going to save the game to gain access to your character. And we're just going to run in circles on the lift, and when the repel finally wears out, the lift's going to take us up, and you just hold up to victory while Cynthia's piano plays in the background for us. And that is how you beat Pokemon BDSP in currently under 40 minutes. This is the current route. This is probably going to change, but it's actually pretty solid, I feel like, right now. We might find some more skips. A surf skip would be massive. If we find a way to skip surf, this is probably going to be one of the fastest Pokemon categories. But until then, this is the current way to beat the game. And I hope these videos helped, and I hope you guys enjoy running it. Later.